It's the new year, and I'm going to do a super refresh on my house. I'm going to declutter, organize, and clean, but not just clean, deep clean, those areas that I've ignored for far too long. So if you're on that couch, hop up and join me. We're going to have some fun today. So here's a couple things that I find help me. I work on one space at a time so I don't get overwhelmed or distracted. You'll need a cat, just joking. she has to get in everything. You'll need a bag for things that you know that you can let go of and declutter. I also like to have a container that I can just throw stuff in that I'm just on the fence about and I don't know if I want to get rid of or not. And lastly, I like to have my basket with me because I put items in this basket that need to go to another room. That way I'm not stopping in my tracks to go take something somewhere else. This dog, she goes through toys like crazy. Where is my trash bag? Oh, there it is. All right, we are going to get rid of things like that because you don't want your dog to have a toy that can hurt them. So that is trash. This is Trader Joe's mangoes. I love these so much, but they do not belong in here. Let's see what else we've got. All right, this is my husband's shirt that got left down here. I'm actually going to stick this. Oh, actually, I better follow my own rules, right? I'm going to put it in here. This is a package I have to open. Now, I am not going to worry about this right now. I'm going to set it to the side because it does stay in this room. I hope you're enjoying cleaning your own area as well. When I'm doing a major deep clean, it makes sense to me to flip the cushions. I think that it gives the couch longevity. This is my Miele vacuum. I don't know if you've ever heard of the brand. When I first got it, I was going through this exact couch trying to eliminate allergies for my family. And I got so much dust and debris that collected in the bag, I was shocked. I thought my other vacuum was doing a good job, but no, it was not. Here we go. Now I'm going to take each pillow and I'm actually going to do a real deep cleaning of it with this suction thing. It really works. I'm going to stop right here for a moment because I just noticed that my Christmas pillowcases are still on here. And I am going to take these off. Now underneath here is my original pillowcases. And they are all clean already, so I don't have to worry about those. And that's just a good little trick. It's so easy. I don't need to have 2 other pillows on my couch. For Christmas, all I have to do is change the cover. And it makes it so much better for storage. This does not take up much room, does it? I'm going to put it in my bin or my basket, and I'll put it away later. Now I'll be right back. I'm going to get my dry erase sponge and a wet paper towel because I see some spots right here that definitely need to get cleaned off. And this is part of a deep cleaning for me. When I deep clean, I go ahead and get my gloves out because I can't stand, or at least my hands can't stand, the cleaner. I dampen my little dry erase sponge and I dampen a paper towel. Now my family likes to put things along the edge of my couch, and inevitably I always have an issue with kind of marks on the wall. And I like to do this when I clean my couch because it just makes everything so good. Let's see what we've got here. I see one here. I know that's a little high, but somehow or another it was there. And I see some marks here that can just get, oh yeah, here's another one. All right, got that all cleaned up. Yay, I see a little drip there. You don't want that. A little bit more there. Oh, that looks so nice. I see a little stain here. I'm going to grab my Miracle cleaner. This stuff is called Nature's Miracle, and it is a miracle cleaner. I am going to show you right now. I'm going to try to bring you over here so you can actually see. Do you see that mark right there? I hope you can see it. I'm going to make that mark disappear. Watch. Well, I guess you probably won't be able to see it. Well, you do. Okay. I mean, I was thinking maybe it looks wet, but you're going to be shocked. Look, it's gone. It is gone. It really does work. Now, I found this product because of animal spills. It's a bacterial kind of cleaner, but it works on everything. And my family always gets things on this couch. It makes me irritated, but there's no stopping them from eating on it, unfortunately. So this is what I turn to when that happens. Now I'm going to shove this ottoman out of my way so that I can have a clear path for cleaning. I'm also going to move these pillows. Now, I vacuumed my floor before I ever started this deep cleaning of my couch, so my pillows being on the floor are totally fine. They're still staying clean. I know house stuff gets under here like this, especially pet hair. That just seems to be one of those things that accumulates naturally. One thing that I use to eliminate pilling on my furniture fabric is this Conair thing. I don't know exactly what it's called. I'll send a link in the description, but watch this. It's amazing. Let me see here. Now it has, I'm going to preface this by saying, it has this cap or like sort of a protector for the length of whatever it is that you're dealing with. I take this off because my fabric is flat, but if I had a sweater or something, which I think this is actually supposed to be for, I would keep that on. And you may want to test whatever it is that you're dealing with. But for me, I've done this before. This fabric, for whatever reason, it gets pilled up. We reupholstered this couch about, I think it's going on 3 years now. Actually, I think it was 2 years ago at the holidays. And this fabric, it just gets these little knobby thingies on it. I can't stand that look of that. So I get this out whenever I clean my couch. Here we go. You can see that right there, maybe, I hope. And I'm going to take this thing and buzz it. You can hear it. You can hear it working. I love this thing. I actually bought it for sweaters, but then when we had this issue with our fabric on our couch, I thought, I wonder if this is going to work. And guess what? It did. Now, every once in a while, it is battery operated. Every once in a while, if it's underperforming, and that does happen, I just replace the batteries. So check this out now. Check that out. Isn't that great? So these are the kind of things that you just don't get to on a day-to-day basis. If you take a few minutes today while you're doing deep cleaning, you can just knock out those things that you never get to. And I think that especially makes a space feel so refreshed. Finished vacuuming this up and defuzzing it. I'm going to flip this cushion. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this couch because it is actually such a large cushion. I think if I ever do replace this couch with it, which is unlikely, that I would probably opt for cushions that are smaller and more manageable. Now, a little backstory is that when we did reupholster this couch, it had been about 15 years since we purchased it. So it was really needing to be revamped. And we just chose to, instead of throwing this couch out or donating it, we chose to go the route of reupholstering it. This particular space in our small house is very, very tiny. And we need as much room to seat people as possible. And when I was considering purchasing a new couch, I checked around and I didn't see anything as open as this. The couches that I was looking at just didn't fit my criteria for this space. So I am so happy that I reupholstered it instead of trying to buy something new. Here's an IKEA bag. I'll go ahead and fold this up, and I'm going to stick it in my basket that I need to put this in its home for. Now this area here is where my family sits and the snacks are left out. I'm going to put that in my basket right now to be put somewhere else. I just see a coffee mug. Now I don't want this to break. I'm actually going to just run it on over into the other room real quick. Little cats and their toys, they are everywhere. There is another pillow. That's a Christmas pillow. I need to get rid of that. Now this is so funny. At Christmas, I have this in my holiday traditions video, but we all wear these little crowns. They come out of these Christmas poppers that we do every year, and everybody puts the crown on, and somebody left theirs in the couch. So this can go in the trash. Where is my trash? There it is. All right, that is awesome. Now I'm going to get this pillow cover off. And I'm going to put it in my basket where, oh, there's Gigi. Great, I hope she doesn't tip my basket off. This again is clean, I don't need to worry about that. And I'm going to fold this up, stick it in the basket where things need to go after I'm all done. And voila, done. All right, now we're gonna vacuum this last gigantic cushion. I'm seeing all sorts of hair from my son's dog, Charlie. I love him, but there must have been an area here where we forgot to put blankets on it because his hair is everywhere, but my vacuum picked it up, so no worries. I love Charlie, hair and all. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get underneath here. Yep, there's some Charlie hair. God, I don't know how this stuff happens. Man. And then I'm gonna get the side back where things were just over. There we go. Yay! Oh, Gigi, you're gonna have to watch out. No. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, this couch cushion. It is so big. Oh my God. It is amazing that I'm able to lift this thing. It is got, oh my goodness. I did notice that there's some pilling. I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. I noticed that when I helped my nephew buy his couch a couple years ago, that the cushions these days on couches no longer are double-sided. And I think that's not good because how are you going to get equal wear with your couch if you can't flip it? They're literally like a plain fabric, and then the upholstered part of the fabric is only on one side. That's another good reason for me to have upholstered my couch, because I'm afraid that if I were looking for a couch, I would encounter the same thing. Little intermission. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, and please leave me a comment below. I would absolutely love it if you gave me some ideas that I haven't covered here. I just want to show you Gigi. She just really loves to get into everything when I clean. But this is really what I want to show you. Right here is actually tape. My cats like to claw on this, and before it could get out of hand, I went ahead and taped it. And when I taped it, they never bothered it again. I'm gonna go ahead and put all of the pillows back, and it's gonna look so good after this. Now, when I'm doing this, I do like to alternate, make sure that I'm not using the same exact pillows in the same exact places so that they get different wear. I also try to turn these around so that, again, it's getting better wear overall. And if I were to notice that any of my throw pillows covers were dirty, I would go ahead and wash those. But I just did this not too long ago, so I'm pretty happy with that. They don't look like they got spills or anything like that. Oh, this feels so good. There is nothing like walking into your room and having the couch look like this. There's another throw pillow. I know a lot of people don't like throw pillows, but for my family, being that we have a small space and a small couch, some of us end up on the floor. And so we actually need those pillows in order to accommodate everyone on our family night, which is once a week. So they are necessary. Here is more. We don't have too many. I feel like it's perfectly acceptable to have the amount of pillows that we have. Here is another pillow that I just came across that needs a little defuzzing. Just look at that. It just looks so good. I'm so happy. All right, we're gonna finish putting this couch back together. Oh my goodness, it is so nice. This is just one of those things when I was finishing my degree that did not get done. It just wasn't a priority to me. And I'm so happy that it's done now, and I'm happy my degree is done too. Believe me, that took so much out of me, but it's something I will never regret. How did I get all of these pillows off of it? They don't seem like they fit back on there properly, but they always do. We have this cushion on the floor too for our dog Pippa. I don't think you can see it, but she's so short she needs a little boost up on the couch. I think she can actually do it. She just pretends she can't. Just look at how much stuff was collected from just my family room. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and put this away right now so that I have it in the next area that I know I'll need it, my bedroom. We'll get to that in a little bit. I've got a few other areas I'm gonna conquer first, but believe me, this thing's probably gonna get filled up again with my stuff in my room. So right now, I'm going to do a deep cleaning of my island room, also known as the middle room. It's the thoroughfare of our house, and it seems like things just remain here when they should be finding a home somewhere else. A couple of examples. My dog has to be on medicine now. This is just a recent thing, and it's just landed over here. Oh, let's see here. Oh yeah. My son and I graduated. He actually is a double major. I'm not as ambitious. I just wanted to finish my degree. That's why this house is not clean, because you just kind of just skim over things and do what you got to do with your priority, which for me was school and my family at the time. So now I'm back to it. Those are going to go back. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stuff on the chair. I'm going to go ahead and wipe down this island because it really needs it. This is not original. This top is not original to my island, but I got it at IKEA. I think you know by now I love IKEA. And it is just one of those purchases that I've never looked back on. I got it in 2015 and it is still going strong. So let's set those down. I'm gonna move you guys this way so you can see this whole thing. There we go. And I was just at IKEA again. I got this little decoration. I'm so excited about it. We'll see how it goes. But let's get rolling on this. So just go ahead and clean this up really good. Out of all the years that I've had this top, it has only gotten one little nick right here, and that's it, which I'm, really absolutely surprised by. And the funny thing is all I did to adhere this top to this island is command strips. I put one on the top and one on the other part, the island itself, and it has been great. It has never come off, and we've moved it, a few times, through the years. Whenever we have Christmas, for instance, we move our island into the other room. Gosh, that looks so good. My husband always gets me these flowers from Trader Joe's, and I love them. And I'm going to go ahead and get the island chairs done too. This is one of those things that I have not done in a while, and if you know anything about having a family, they like having grubby hands. Even I do. I mean, I'm not perfect. So I'm going to put my placemat back here. So I am going to make sure that there's no really nasty spots on this. And if there is, which I see there is one, I'm going to take my little magic eraser thing. This stuff is like my best friend. Look at that. It comes right off. Unbelievable. I love that. Oftentimes the back of the chair too is one that just is a magnet for fingerprints. And you know, you wipe off the base of it, but you don't think about the back of it. And it really does get gross. Now these chairs will go downstairs at the holidays as well. We just put them out of the way because in the solarium we just don't have room for them. Oh, gross. Yep, look at that. Wow. Yep. You got to be careful with this dry erase sponge. I know that it can take a finish off of things, so you want to test it in areas, but I have previously done this before, so I know I'm good. Yeah, this is another one of those items that I feel like really held up from IKEA. You know, not everything from IKEA is going to hold up, but I think that they've improved that through the years. Let's see here. Go around here, just kind of checking things out. Right here is a little bit messy. All right, there's a little spot on the chair right here too. And here. No, that one can come off though. All right. Wow. A little bit. There we go. Oh my gosh. My furniture is just going to look brand new. I'm so excited. Okay. Another thing I'm going to just do in here is take my cloth and go all just over the windowsill here because of our pets. That tends to get hair on it. And there we go. This little sign here, be present. I absolutely love it. And I put it up when my dad passed away. I had a really difficult time, and that sign just makes me remember to be here right now. And every day I see it multiple times a day, and I'm never going to take it down. If it wears off, I'll just have to write it again. All right, so let's go here with this. And we're going to just do a light dusting because nothing really is spilled up here. You know, it just needs like to just get all of that nasty dust off that just lands on this black shelf. I wanted to get the white version of this shelf, but it was sold out. This was one of those Crate and Barrel specials several years ago. I remember specifically I was at the pool with my kids and I was just scrolling, you know, they're in the water and I'm just having a good time with my phone. And I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it, for $350, and that's a cheap price for them. But I just loved these little cubbies here, and it's actually been kind of cute. They had it at the time when I was looking at it. I remember they had like fruit and stuff in it, which I really would never do that, but I just thought it was so cute. And I couldn't believe it when it actually showed up. It was kind of back in the day when I ordered this where you just didn't know if your internet kind of thing was working or if the company actually got your order and, you know, whether or not it was going to work. But it did. I'm glad. So we've got these trays. I'll move out my island chair. And, well, when we watch a movie, you know, we like to pull these out so that we're not getting stuff everywhere. And oh my God, this is, oh my goodness. We usually pull from the other side, and usually we don't use all 6 of them. But this is gross. This, wow. This is going to require some work here, and I'm definitely going to be using my dry erase sponge. So let's go ahead and wipe this shelf off. Not only did I replace the top part of this island, I also painted it. And it used to be kind of, well, you could probably tell, but more of like a rustic charm kind of thing, and really wasn't my vibe, but I loved the bones of the table, so I just kept it. And I don't think we'll ever get rid of it because my kids just love it. Every single birthday that we've had since my kids have been younger, we've all been standing around this table singing happy birthday. I don't think I've ever gone over this with the dry erase sponge. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to have to wet this thing again. Oh, it's falling apart. It's the only bad thing about these things. I wish they were a little bit more durable, these dry erase sponge. It's not like I'm even exerting a lot of pressure on it. I went ahead and got a little bowl of water so that I can have it to dip my dry erase sponge in. My tastes have changed over the years. I wouldn't call myself eclectic, but I think the things that I choose are light colored. When you have light colored things, it just helps everything to feel fresh and nice, you know? Oh man, this is especially bad. Whoa, there's literal dirt coming off. Hope I don't gross you guys out with this stuff. Kind of grossing myself out, to be honest. You know, when you think you're like really clean, but then you dig below the surface here and find out you're not. These look clean. I will eat off of them, no problem. This is number 6, and it's no less clean than the rest of them. I've been at this for a little bit now. I'm not saying it doesn't take time, but you know, if I were short on time, I could just come in here. I could just grab these trays and do this one little project. So I think that it's all right to break it up if you need to, right? In the end, it's all going to be clean. It just might take a little bit of ingenuity to come up with a schedule that you can make it happen. Every time I do a deep clean of something like this, the next day or whatever, I walk by it and I'm like, oh, that's off my list. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but sometimes you have pressure to get things done in your own head, or, you know, or just a bunch of stuff laying around, and it just makes you feel like, I don't know, like there's just something undone, you know? It's this unknown pressure. And then when it is done, there's sort of a lightness there that you get, you know, just like, oh, that's done. It's a mental thing off your list, I guess is what I would say. Just mentally, you reduced your to-do list or your clutter in your brain. That can go back. One thing I really would like to do in the organization front is figure out what to do with my dog's stuff. Some of her stuff is in this drawer, some of it's in the other drawer, and some is downstairs. And now we're headed into a season where she's going to need her little coats. And it's getting confusing because sometimes we go out the front door, sometimes we go out the garage. Most of the time we go out the front door. And so I feel like I need to relocate her stuff up here, but she's a little bit of a diva. So she has a lot of jackets. I want to find a solution for her stuff up here, out of sight though. That would be ideal. Oh, this looks so good. So happy I did this. Wow. Yay! I'm going to vacuum up this room now that all of the dust fell off the shelf and off the table. Making sure to get all of that hair and debris from my pets or my kids from eating. This is another reason why I love this vacuum, is it has like really an adjustable head, and you're able to just look how low of a profile that is. So it fits under a ton of furniture, And even my island, which it only has this much space. I got a lot of paper towels here that I dampened and used my vinegar water solution and really get this floor clean. Look at this. How nice is this? Where it's all clean, especially these trays. This is going to be something that I look at like constantly. Look how nice they look. They look absolutely brand new. I'm so excited. Everything is clean. The table is clean. Look at the backs of the chairs are clean. All of these little things, they tug on my mind, honestly, every time I see them. So having it all nice and clean and looking good just feels good to me. There's nothing like crawling into a bed at the end of the day that has fresh sheets on it. That's what I try to tell myself when I'm doing this job, because it's 100% not my favorite job to do. Now, while I'm doing the sheets, I'm going to take my Swiffer and go along the perimeter of my bed frame, because we have a lot of allergies in this family and dust collects there. This is something I have not been able to get to in a while. And at the same time, I'm going to continue on with my basket, put stuff in there that does not belong in this room, and later on find where it goes. After that's over, I'm going to show you the things that I decluttered out of this room or elsewhere in the house. And on top of that, I have a whole pile of things that need to go back to the store. So without further ado, let's get started. It looks like my cat Gigi is ready to go. Hope you are too. Gigi, you're gonna have to move, honey. Mommy's changing the bed. You wanna get under there? Gigi loves it when I cover her up. It's a big game. She's not afraid of anything. Let's see. Gigi, what am I doing? Huh? Don't. Oh boy. All right. Let's see here. You're gonna have to be. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. These corners are always so much fun when you get to that last corner. Oh man. Like I said, this is not my favorite job, but I do it because I love the way it feels in the end. It just feels like everything is tucked in properly. It's not all loose. And there's nothing like crawling into a bed that has fresh sheets on it. I have a feeling she's going to let me put this right over her. Everyone's bed is different, but with this bed, I tend to tuck things in and it works out really good. Oops, it's not quite right. All right, now that's great. Now I'm gonna take, oh, I almost forgot. I need to dust. Do not want to not do that. All right, so I'm taking my duster, and I have a platform bed type deal. So it has a wood frame here, and I'm going to go along the sides and just get that dust that collects there. I could literally see some dust here, so I'm really happy that I'm doing this. It's nice and tight, and everything except the area Gigi messed up is nice and straight. So now what I do, I'm going to lift it up one more time on this side, and then I go like this and create a little pocket and shove that under. And look how nice that looks. Oh, I just love this part. So now tucking all the sides in. When I got this bed, oh my goodness, I loved it. Loved it so much. I've wanted this type of bed, I should say, for years, actually. And so when I found it, and it had that wood frame all around, and I knew that I could tuck my comforter or duvet in, oh, I was so excited. Gigi's come out unscathed. Here, let's see here. There we go. And again, I'm going to create sort of like this little fold and pocket and shove that under. And then I'm going to shove this side, the comforter or duvet, right in to the side of the bed frame. Now I get to change my pillowcases. This is another part when you change your bed that makes such a difference. Laying your head on a fresh pillow, nothing like it, right? Now this is my holiday bag. I keep it on my coat rack, and basically I stick stuff in it that I know needs to go back to the store, but that I just don't have time to take back at that moment. This jacket here, I haven't reached for it, so I think it might be on the chopping block to go back to the store before my receipt expires. It's really cute though, so who knows. Next up, this is something I'm going to put in my gift bin for, you know, my daughter's birthday or something like that. It just didn't get used this Christmas, so it can go in my gift bin for another time. Next up, I bought the wrong size camera SD card. Oh man, that was a bummer because my other one was practically filled up, so I had to be super careful this holiday. Being that my daughter loved Care Bears, I thought she would really like these. But of course, she's very picky, and she didn't like that they had sparkles on them. So these also need to go back to the store before my receipt expires. Let's see what else we have in here. So I really wanted to read over this Christmas break. And so this was a little gift to myself. I bought 2 books by Janet Evanovich. She's one of my favorite authors, and I was so excited to read them. But I didn't realize that I bought the soft cover, which has very, very tiny writing in it. I don't wear glasses yet, and I'm trying not to. My girls and I had a marathon of Salt Lake City, Utah housewives, and we were supposed to eat these. I'm so bummed that we didn't, but I guess we'll just save it for the next round. Oh, this was another gift I was supposed to give out. I guess I didn't have it in my gift bin, but it's not that we're not going to use it. My daughter loves it. When I go to the hair salon, I go to an Aveda salon, and they have these teas, and these teas are fantastic. I absolutely love them. They're called Comfort Tea. So these are going in the basket to put back where they belong. Oh, this is my Trader Joe's hand sanitizer. Needs to go in my car. I'm going to put this in my basket as well, so it goes to its proper place. And last but not least, since the holidays are over, this is going in my Christmas bin. Now, a few other things that I had in my bag were gift cards, and I think cash is in here too. Let's see. Yep. Ooh, that's nice. And another gift card. And I have to put these in my bathroom. I am so excited because this is from Sephora. It's a whole set. My kids bought this for me. Oh my goodness, I was so happy when I opened it up. I told you I would be filling up this basket in my room, and I was not kidding. So now let's go over the items that I have decided to declutter right now. This bin was used many times. It started out from one of my kids being in college and got transferred to her brother when he went to college. Now he's back home after graduating, and he just doesn't need it any longer. I've tried to see if there's other places in my house that I could use this, and no, I can't. I'm going to let this go and be used by someone else. I went through my dog's things, and Pippa is just not this size anymore. As cute as this is, I'm not going to keep it. Some other little puppy can use it. What else is in the bag? Well, this is a little tin that I got a Christmas gift in. I don't need it, so I'm going to let that go as well. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, Well, this is one of those purchases that I spent good money on, but I'm going to let go because it's just not going to work. And that is a pair of slippers. I don't have the patience or the time to sew these up. And somehow or another, every time I put my feet in these, there's some kind of little puffy things that come out. It's like I'm stepping on nerds. You know, those little nerd candies? That's what it feels like. I kept taking them out thinking, did I eat nerds? And they somehow got in my slippers. The things we think, right? No, I did not eat nerds, and they did not get in my slippers. Somehow or another, the stuffing from the top of this is coming out and it's releasing into these slippers. I don't know where the hole is. I don't have time, and I'm gonna go ahead and donate these. Now, my bag isn't a big black bag or anything. I like to reuse bags that I get at the store. This one's a TJ Maxx one. Fits exactly what I need here. Actually saving one of my black trash bags to be used for something that really needs to go in it. She's back. Do you believe this cat? She just is always around. Oh, Gigi, you're such a good girl. You are such a good girl. Yes, you are. So I'm going to stick this stuff in my car right away so that I don't forget to take it to the donation center when I'm out tomorrow. I figured no time like the present to go ahead and clean my fridge really good. Here's my supplies. Let's get going. Potatoes, bread, leftover sandwich, and I don't know why I have so many eggs, but I do. We eat quite a lot of eggs, but I think I forgot that I bought some and now I have extra. So what I like to do typically is with the sanitizing part, I'm just going to go ahead and take some wipes for the stuff that kind of needs to get deep cleaned, but because some stuff spills, of course. Go ahead and check this out too. Let's just go at it. Oh my goodness. Woo! There is, I don't know how this happened. There is literally, oh my God, a petrified baby bell over here. I seriously thought that I was a really good, clean person. But one thing that I have never done in all the years is kind of remove this glass. And it is gross. And God knows when this baby bell is from. I found it because I'm kind of like getting behind things. So that is going in the can. It comes out a little bit, this fridge, more than I would like. They had some that were more flush to the, cabinets. But with the family of 6, we kind of needed the big one. Not only that, but the other one really cost a lot of money. It bothered me at first, but I thought, I'll get over it, and I did. Sometimes we think we need something and we really don't. And you find that out later. So if you're at home right now and I'm inspiring you, I think you should just go ahead, get some cleaner out, go to your fridge and go to it with me. Oh, it's ketchup. Oh, that doesn't look so good. I hate bringing those ketchup packets home anyway. My husband's famous for it. He likes bringing them home, but we never ever use them. So we redid this kitchen from its original state from the guy that we bought it from, and it was a 1970s kitchen. And I wish I had the pictures because it looked like a California closet. Basically, it was all dark. And in a small space, I feel like you need light colored furniture or light colored cabinetry. It was kind of a cool retro look. But the other thing about it was it had cabinets that went too low, so I couldn't even fit my Vitamix on the counter. While you're cleaning with me, hopefully, go back over those areas that were just really tough. Don't just leave them and give up on them, because believe me, that stuff will come off, and it'll be worth the extra effort. This is terrible food waste. Typically, I've been so good about buying things and using them up. Oh, this entire bag of zucchini is just rotten. I feel terrible, but that is going to have to get tossed out. And there is a half a bag of broccoli. Again, that needs to get tossed out. The carrots seem fine. And my onions, of course, seem fine. Those seem to last forever. I know a lot of people put those in their, just like on a counter. For some reason, I always stuck them in the fridge. They do seem to last, but if you have any tips for me, please share on that part. Ooh, oh my goodness, some more stuff came out. Ooh, working on the back and this side now. It is crazy. Wow. One thing though, as I mentioned though, I did pull my fridge out. You wouldn't believe it, especially if you have pets. You're going to want to definitely go and pull that out at least every couple months because hair will get in there and it can clog up your vents in the back, and that will make your fridge very inefficient. So you don't want that. I'm going to go ahead and take some of my homemade cleaner. It settles at the bottom, so I do have to shake it up real good. This is vinegar, baking soda, I think little cornstarch too, and of course water. And you wouldn't believe how good this stuff cleans. I was so tired of buying Windex and those kind of products. And so I looked up online one day and I found this fantastic recipe for this stuff. So I will put this recipe for this cleaner in my description below. So check that out. Let me know if you have any tips on some homemade cleaners that you have. This one is, November 13th, expired. Unfortunately, that sucker's going to have to go back or go to the trash. I feel bad about that. So I'm just pulling out my, oh, these might be expired too. These have been around a bit. Well, oh, September. End of September. Oops, those are in the trash. Just a little tip. Like these extra cream cheeses, I put those to the back so my kids don't grab them, or myself or my husband even. And I put the opened one right in the front. That way I don't have 5 opened cream cheeses, which would get really gross, right? All right, another little tip is I put my cheese in a Ziploc because it's hard for this wrapper to get back over it and actually cover it. And since I'm going to toss that one out, since I'm cleaning here, I'm going to give it a brand new bag. I hope your guys' cleaning is going as good as mine because I'm pretty happy right now. I'm going to go ahead and start putting stuff back now, especially my eggs. I don't want them to get bad from being out of the fridge. I always buy a couple of these eggs. I will hard boil about 10 of them, and then I just keep that in my fridge, and you just pull one out like for a snack or quick breakfast or whatever. And I keep those in a Pyrex bowl. I overbought a little bit, and this should last me a decent amount of time. My overflow is down here, and I put it on its side, and that works. Set that there. And this, I think this is the last box of milk. I think I bought 4 of them. So we have 4 here at the bottom, and I'm going to slide it out on its side. There we go. I did have to shop at Kroger today for a few things. I like their lettuce better there because they got the big deal. I've got a whole cooler full of stuff. Oh my God, this was so heavy. Okay, so we got blueberries. And they had a sale on the Kerrygold butter too, so I stocked up on that. My daughter loves these baby pickles, and I asked my other daughter to pick them up, and she bought sandwich pickles. I don't exactly know what we're going to do with these now. So, yeah, we're going to have to make another trip back to Kroger. So old peaches, those have to go. Old pickles, these have to go. Because I keep up on this, it's not that terrible, but it definitely needs to get done. Oh, tip, Sometimes you put way too much on something, or sometimes something's just not made that well. Take some packing tape, and it's clear, you can hardly see it, but we had a giant crack right here. You could see that. And I just took this duct tape and voila, we're in business. Or no, let's say duct tape one more time. You know what I'm trying to say. Just this packing tape there. I'm going to stick this stuff right back in here because you never want to mess around with mayonnaise. Also, this is expired, a little bit of almond milk. I can see we're going to have some cleaning to do up here. This is the top shelf that is most used, and it literally is. When I'm doing this too, I see, oh, I need more ketchup or whatever. Like you could see I have very little left. So the next time I go to the grocery store, I'm going to put that on my list. Mustard, barely anything left in here. That is going on my list. The A1, it's kind of getting down there. I'm going to have to put that on my list as well. Right now, I'm also taking these candles down off of my ledge of my window, and I'm just going to give this ledge a good wipe down. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of hookah, but I like to keep some candle holders around and just use those to make a space feel warm and inviting and just cozy. And that's what this does. I learned about hookah during the pandemic. I had a lot of anxiety. I tried to not even watch the news anymore after that, but there was just so much, obviously, bad stuff. I know we all have gone through it, but hookah was kind of one of those little blessings in disguise because it calmed me, and I just kind of shut everything else out and just put those little candles on, read a book, cozied up with a blanket, and you just kind of let the rest of it melt away, and it really did help me. I went to Trader Joe's in preparation for my party, and it was in conjunction with my son's graduation party. You know, they always ask you, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And I said, oh, actually, I'm having a graduation party. And he stops what he's doing, ran off the register, went over to the plant area and grabbed this and said, it's Trader Joe's gift to me, which I thought was just so sweet. Now, on my KitchenAid mixer, I use this constantly. So it's another thing that's out of the cabinet and onto my counter, but I think, again, it's one of those things that pays off to have it. And this thing weighs so much, I would not want to pull it out at all. It's just too heavy. But it does get dusty because it's sitting out. So I like to wipe it off and just make sure that it's in good condition. And also, if you don't use something like this often, you better make sure that there's no cat hair or anything in it before you pull it out and use it again. Because your cupcakes wouldn't exactly do their best with cat hair. I like to make cupcakes, and really I like to make all my desserts because, well, and I eat healthy normally, but I feel like you have to give yourself a little treat. And if I'm going to give myself a little treat, I prefer to know what's in it. And I just really love my own baked stuff, so it works out great for me. I doubt you can see this, but right here, there's a couple little marks, and it makes me so upset because one day I was doing my paint touch-ups, like I mentioned to you guys, and I decided to do something so stupid without any protection, right? So I thought, oh, this wasn't a big deal. I'll just tamp down the lid to my paint. Dumbest mistake ever, because it splattered everywhere. And my cabinets, unfortunately, were a victim, but it's white, so you can barely see it. I've kind of forgotten about it. I'm back to it, and we are going to clean. This is my little tea kettle, and it gets all this crud and gross stuff on it. You know, you have to kind of dry it off, otherwise you're just going to see a bunch of streaks, right? Based on the recommendation of the previous owner, I turtle wax this little thing twice a year. I mean, if it was built in 1950 exactly, it would be 74 years old. And so I guess her recommendation is working. Now, when I say deep clean, I mean this too. This is my gigantic recycle bin. It's kind of heavy on the heavy side, but we need it. We need it to be this big. We tried dealing with small ones, like you see the cute ones at the store with the little recycle symbols, and that just doesn't cut it. when you have a lot of recycling. So I take a wet cloth, damp cloth I should say, and then I go over the top of it and any of the surfaces on it. Whenever we take the recycle down, we don't have to take the entire bin down. We have this insert. Basically, I'm gonna knock out any of the stuff, and then I'm gonna put a little water in it just to kind of swirl it around, because there is just no way that I'm gonna be able to get all this gook at the bottom out without kind of doing this. I'm gonna drain it out and I'm gonna wipe it out with the paper towels. And then I'm gonna go through here, just really wipe it out. If my kids have one of those specialty coffees, they recycle the cup, but they don't rinse it out. So that is a lot of the crap in here. Now, when I pull out the recycle bin, I have this area here that's generally speaking covered up, and even the wall is covered up. So I'm just gonna take a damp paper towel, a little bit wet actually, and just really go over it. Look how nice this looks. My fridge, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Look at that. Look at that, nice and clean. Look how nice the counters look. Not a piece of food residue or smear on it, which I'm really excited about. The cabinets, my eyes are not going to wander over to any grime on the cabinets, you know, that isn't permanent. Then we get the dishwasher. It just looks so nice and shiny and new. And then, of course, my beautiful stove. So here's my 1935 bathroom. As you can see, we lack storage. So I had to get very creative when I moved into this house. And I chose these white bins from IKEA. They were literally the perfect size for the shelf that I found at Ballard Design. But these have not been cleaned out in months. As I told you, I was busy finishing my degree, and this is just something that went by the wayside. And look who's here to help. Little Gigi. I'm going to take these bins down one at a time and clean them out with some Lysol wipes. First bin is my daughter's. She declutters and organizes her stuff constantly, so I have no doubt that what is in here needs to stay in here, but that doesn't mean that her bin doesn't need to get cleaned, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take out all of the contents of this bin and I'm going to Lysol wipe it and sanitize it. Make it look nice and shiny both inside and out. You'll notice I have my gloves on again because I really am sensitive, especially to bleach. So these Lysol wipes would actually irritate my hands. When I'm doing this, I do the outside first because the inside has hair and dust and stuff. The outside, I'm only getting rid of fingerprints and things like that. So that is really nice. It feels very good. I'm going to take one wipe at a time here. That way I get the most use out of them. And let's see here. I'll lift this up. Wow, hers really isn't that bad. I'm so excited. Just kind of wipe off my garbage can lid while I'm at it. That's good. Now I'm going to take stuff out of her little basket. And that way I can reach inside of it, just dump it out, and get, yep. See, there was kind of gooky stuff in there. Get that all out. This is going to be so fresh and clean. The little handle has some toothpaste or something on it. And actually, got toothpaste on me. Dried up toothpaste. Look. Go ahead and clean that off. Oh, look at that. It is so nice. I don't know about you, but I really get, what do you call it? Like, I just feel so good when I clean. I feel like $1,000,000 actually when I clean. So I'm going to put all of this stuff back in. Let's throw this wipe out. Uh-oh, I spotted a couple little remnants. Sometimes you just have to go back and make sure it's done right. So we're going to get that in there, put that back in. Now, you'll notice too, this is a little organization tip, is in these bins, I have things further categorized, I guess you could say. I have little pouches or bins inside of the bin. It just keeps things organized. She also she's smart. She puts her toothbrush in a travel toothbrush holder, and that keeps it from getting gook on everything else. And when she's ready to travel, it's ready to go. Put her hairbrush back and her little hairband. All of this stuff goes back. Yay, that's one down. Oops, forgot the toothpaste. Got to stick that in there somewhere. Well, that's gratifying. Now this next one is mine, and I guarantee that I'm not as good as my daughter. I have not cleaned out my own bin in quite some time, and I'm afraid to see what's in it actually. Let's go ahead and see. Like I said, I'm going to start using my travel toothbrush holder myself. I just got one this Christmas, and I'm really excited to implement it. And I think it's just fantastic because then when I'm ready to go, I don't have to scurry around finding it. It's already in my bin. Oh, I'm so excited. Here's my makeup bag. So we're going to swap out those brushes for the new ones I got at Christmas. But right now I'm going to set this aside. Now here's my makeup wipes. Let's see what else we've got in here. My mirror, I use this all the time. My spray, use that all the time. Some hair products, gotta have those. Actually, I might not be doing so bad. This I haven't used as much as I'd like. I think I'm gonna leave this out so that it's over on my shower caddy and I actually make use of it. So I'm going to leave this out so I actually make use of it. I'm gonna put it up on my shower caddy. Can't have enough sunscreen. And these are just some face products I use. They're by a company called Ordinary. I like them. This I love. I got this thing on Amazon, and I call it my face sluffer. Now, I know it's not called that, but that's my term for it. I always have a little nickname for things. You wouldn't believe, you put a little cleanser on this, and you just go in circular motions on your face. You wouldn't believe how great your face feels. It just gets off all the dead skin. Oh my God. Oh, this is disgusting. Okay. Then I have my little hair clips. I use these all the time, especially when I'm washing my face. It just gets my hair out of my face. My little cute pick. I love this thing. Some little cream that's just long gone. That's seen better days. A cotton ball. This is not going to be used. And a used up little sponge. Gross. That can go. So right now, this is disgusting. I'm afraid to even show you. It's gross. This really needs to get cleaned. Oh, this is so exciting. I am telling you what, it is just going to look so good. This truly has been a project that has been on hold. There's only one you. When you are doing something like finishing your degree, or a big project, or something that is out of the ordinary, some things have to get let go. And this bathroom was one of them. I just didn't have the time or capacity to do anything in here. And I wasn't going to compromise time with my family to do it. And I don't regret that one bit. But now I'm so excited to get back to it and clean these bins out. Oh my goodness, this is so disgusting. There's literally toothpaste on the side of my bin. I don't even know how that happened. Oh God, this is really gross. Yuck. Man, I think I might have let this go by too long. Let's do the outside with this wipe because I know I'm going to need to use it on the inside. Now, to get extra usage out of my wipes, I kind of flip them to the side, like fold them in half, and it really allows you to get more use out of that wipe. So you save yourself some money in the end. I'm going to put my blue bin back in. You know what I'm going to do too at the same time here? I'm actually, as I stick my products back in, because it's been a little bit of time, I'm going to wipe everything off with a Lysol wipe. Now they're going to be nice and clean. These little hair things, I love them. I put those back in there. They could just go loose in the bottom. Not worried about that. And my little makeup wipes go in. Actually, I didn't end up discarding anything. I guess I was better at getting rid of things than I thought I was. Let's see. I don't know why. My curly hair just gets all over everything. It drives me bananas. This mirror is clean. I know I did that this past week. It just really needed to get cleaned. All right, my little face products, just dump those back in. And you'll notice that I don't use a whole lot of products. I barely have any facial things or hair things. I buy only what works and I know that works, and that's it. So it can all fit in here, no problem. Now this is my son's bin, and I don't know what I'm going to find in here. Hopefully he has discarded things that are used up. He is pretty good when it comes to that, so let's see. It's got some tooth whitener, but let's see. Yep, just as I suspected, there is literally 2 packages of this, and he's got this giant box in here. So we can let that go for sure. That can go right in the trash. Yay. It's got some other kind of stuff in here. Let's see, we got deodorant. This actually, he's got 2 deodorants. One is clearly empty, one is full. Let's get rid of the empty one. Bye-bye. We got some cream. He did get a toothbrush holder as well. I am going to kindly put his toothbrush in his holder. Isn't that cute? This one has a little smiley face on it. I just thought it was adorable. All right, so we've got some shaving kind of stuff. Don't know what that is. We'll just set that aside. Oh, okay. Now he has some travel containers in here from our last trip. Those clearly don't belong in here, and I'm going to put them where they do belong. So these will be going in my basket to find its rightful place in our house soon. And something spilled in here. I'm going to have to wipe that all up. I need to get my gloves back on. All right. Lysol wipes to the rescue. Let's just go ahead and dump this out on the rug. I don't think I'm going to hurt anything by doing that. It's got this little, I think this thing here is supposed to be like a calming thing for your face. I'm not quite sure. It looks like just a little kind of a porcelain slab. I'm not quite sure what the heck this thing is. I think this, I do know that this goes like this. And I don't know if it stimulates collagen. I have no idea. I have used this before and I find it just really relaxing and soothing. I do have anxiety. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but I do. And when my dad passed away, oh my gosh, I just struggled so much with anxiety. One thing I found is that when I declutter, when I organize, and when I keep my environment serene, I do so much better. Part of that is letting go of items that clog up my home. If I have too much, my level of anxiety goes a little nuts. So I found out a long time ago that letting go of things actually makes my anxiety much better. Now I'm going to go ahead and get all of this kind of spill stuff out of here. Yep. Well, I'm going to take this brand new wipe and go on the outside. Just really sanitize that sucker. Oh, this feels so good. It's so cathartic. I love it. Nothing like a clean bathroom bin. Really nothing like a clean bathroom. Am I wrong? Let's get that. Ugh. Get myself a new wipe. Thank goodness I went to Costco and got the multi-pack because I am needing that. This is great. Oh, I love it. All right. Oh man, I just love a clean house. Do you ever stop and think to yourself why you do this? Why you clean and declutter and organize? It's because in the end, it makes you feel so much better, doesn't it? So keep that in mind. If you struggle, if you kind of get tired, just keep that motivation in mind that at the end of the day, this is all said and done, you are going to feel so much better. You get one final wipe. One final time of wiping this out. Look how nice and clean that looks. I just love it. Now, I am definitely going to wipe this stuff off before I stick it back in. I'm wondering what happened to his little plastic round container. He used to have one as well, and now it's not here. Maybe it got lost when he went off to college. I don't know. But I'm going to have to replace that because this is very disorganized, putting it back willy-nilly in here. It's nothing but a big pile of stuff. I don't know how he ended up with this. This is my comb. We're going to go ahead and stick it back in my bin. Oh, kids. Now I have other teeth whitening packets. I'm going to stick these with those. So they're all in one place. So that'll go back in there. Give this one more wipe down. Give this a wipe down. All these little tools he has. I'm not even sure if he uses them, but you know, I'll stick them back. Oh, this is just filled with whatever he spilled in his bin. I'm going to go ahead and going to clean that off. That is great. My trash bin is filling up. We have an empty toothpaste. We're getting rid of that. We have a little baby travel. Let's see, what is this? Oh, okay. No, that's a skincare item. I guess that's gonna stay. And I guess that's another skincare item. Wiping off all of these little things so that, oh, I think I found the culprit. I think this is what spilled in the first place. Yep. So I'm tightening that lid for him. There we go. And I'm gonna wipe it all off. Let's clean off his hair cream. Get that all nice and, actually I think this might have been it. It was loose too. We might have had a combo spilling in there. This is dental floss and it does still have stuff in it, so we will keep that. And this is a nail clipper. Now nail clippers actually go in here, so I put it in here. And I just keep this open on my little shelf. While I'm at it, I'm going to wipe that down too. There we go. Nice. Got an extra cap here that can go in the trash. More things that can go in that bin. How funny is that? All right. And that is it. Actually, his bin wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Now, I only have one more toiletry bin to go. And the other two bins have my hair dryer in it and some facial products. Those used to be my two older kids' bins before they moved out. But since they moved out, I've repurposed it for my own stuff. Let's get started on my husband's bin. He typically has a deodorant that is used up in his bin, plus a new one. But I don't see that going on today, so kudos to him. Let's just go ahead and get all this stuff out of here. All right. He does have his little basket divider, so that's good. This toothpaste is used up. Prime example. Let's go ahead and clean this bin inside and out now. I'm really excited because his bin tends to really get dirty. So it's going to feel extra good when this is done. I know he'll appreciate it. Getting all of that dirt and grime. It just feels good to come in and get something like this done. It's one of those things that is there, you know it's there, you don't have time to do it, but when you do, what a difference it makes, right? When you just take that extra time to get something like this done, oh, it feels so good. Look at that, nice and clean. Pretty happy about that one. I'm going to wipe things off like I did for everybody else because his products tend to get all gooked up. And it doesn't hurt to start fresh, right? That's what it's all about today. Well, here's a toothpaste that is kind of like seen better days. It does not look good. Getting rid of that one. And going to wipe off his little basket. These little divider baskets I actually got at the Dollar Tree. They are so cheap, but yet very durable. I mean, I don't know that I would stick something really heavy duty in these, but for my purposes, they're perfect. And they are just the right size. This one has a little handle. That's not really necessary. I guess if you wanted to pull it out, but he doesn't really do that. Yeah. Everything is just a little bit gooked up, so I am wiping everything off, including his cord to his shaver. Getting that all cleaned up. Oh, this is nice. I'm going to set this back in this little bin, and I'm going to start putting stuff back in. Now, he also got one of those travel toothbrush things, so I'm going to locate that. And I don't even know what this is. Oh, like father, like son. There's another nail clipper. I'm going to set that aside to put back in my bin in a few minutes. How funny is that? All right, get the deodorant, a little shaver. I like to keep all these little parts to his shaving stuff. And that way those little parts don't run amok in the big bin. And he can find them easily. And he doesn't really have that much other products. I think that's a good place to keep that kind of stuff. So deodorant. Oh, wait a minute. I told you. Empty and full. That, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. How funny is that? All right. Well, that's it. That is all she wrote. This is perfect. Now I'm going to set this one aside. And throw this wipe out. I actually have stuff all over my pants. Now I'm going to just show you this. I recently cleaned this one out. It's not necessary to go through it again, but I am going to hit the outside of it. These are just those little face masks. My girls and I like to use them. And also I think I have, what do I have in here? Some nail polish, a nail polish remover, things like that. So everything has been recently renovated in this. I actually took out, like these all come in a box, but that box takes up room. So I took all of these things out and I stuck them in here loose. That way visually we can see them. And then we're not having an empty box like my son had, you know, like this, empty and you don't realize it and it sucks up your room. Now I know exactly when I need more and it fits just great in here now. You can actually fit more in here than before. All right, that feels so good. This is my hair dryer bin or my hair bin. I love it. I know it's kind of silly, but I used to have to keep my hair dryer in my closet. And so little things in life make me happy. I love that I get to keep my hair dryer in the bathroom where it belongs now. Living in a small house, You have to make those kind of concessions, but it's okay. In the long run, I much rather live in a small house and travel and do things that I like and not have all my money go toward my living expenses. So it's just a small price to pay. And now that the 2 kids have moved out, I actually get my bathroom bin for my hairdryer, and it feels great. So I'm gonna wipe this spot or outside of my hairdryer bin up. I actually cleaned this out recently, so no need to go back and do that. And I think that completes my cleaning. Look at all this trash I was able to get out of those bins. I mean, it's a full Kroger bag here. I do love to use Kroger bags for my garbage. Who wants to use a real bag when you can use that? Reuse, I always say. So happy though. This feels great. Now this room here, it's not in terrible shape because we don't have a whole lot in it. So it really can't get in terrible shape. However, there is a layer of grime and ickiness. I will give an example right here. I think you can see on this chair. That's the kind of thing I'm going to go after in this room. I have to do this on a weekend because my husband uses this room for work during the week. And on the weekend, he just puts everything away so I don't have to look at it. Before the pandemic, I used to come in here quite often and do my stuff. But after that, you know how that went for everybody. So he's permanently working out of the house and he occupies this room for the bulk of the week. I'm armed with my supplies. We're going to go and start with these chairs because they are so gross. I mean, gross. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I got my little dry erase sponge. I also have some, just a dry paper towel while I'm doing this. Now, not every chair is going to be bad. In fact, this one has one little baby spot, and that's not too terrible. Let's see about this one. This one I know is bad. Oh my God. I saw this the other day and I thought, oh, this is definitely needing some attention. There's a big black handprint right here. And it just shows up big time on a chair like this. All right. I did get a cloth this time to wipe off that back. There we go. That's much better. I'm checking out the front too. Nothing on this. And while I'm at it, there's a little spot here. While I'm at it, I'm also going to just wipe off the whole chair. Just not the whole chair, but the bottom of it as well. It's not bad. For some reason, like the corner of every chair so far seems like it's dirty. I don't know if people grab it from this corner or what. But it's just this one corner. That's it. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is bad. Actually, this is the chair I saw the other day. I recognize it because it's got all these like scratches. Oh my gosh, they're just coming right off. Wow, that is incredible. Finishing up these last couple of chairs. They don't seem as bad as the rest, but I'm not going to take any chances and I'm going to make sure that there's one spot right there. There we go. All right. That looks so much better. Let's see. There's these corners again for some reason. It looks so good. So white. Man, these dry erase sponges are fantastic. Yeah, they'll just lift off grime. Trust me, it's crazy. Now this desk is clean. I don't have to worry about it because my husband usually uses a tablecloth for it when he's working so he doesn't scrape it up. That's my grandmother's old desk that I refinished. Let's get going on the dusting now. It really needs a good dusting, and I'm especially going to work on this table. So I will not use vinegar on this table, though. It's a zinc top table. I'm just going to use a damp paper towel. Just really get it nice and clean, and all of the debris off of it, especially from that chair project I just did. Now, when we bought this table, it was not in perfect condition, but it didn't have outright dents or anything in it, but it did have surface marks. But knowing my family, I didn't really care, because if it didn't have surface marks, we would put them there. Trust me. My family, and myself included, I'm just not a careful person. And so if I think I'm not going to damage something, there's no way that's not going to happen. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my vacuum out. Right now I'm going to do a quick dusting of this cabinet right here, and it's kind of out of the way, so it doesn't get affected too much with anything, but I like to make sure I get it dusted. Maybe we can do the front of it a little bit. There we go. So that's nice and good. Now, I saw a spot on my table when I was vacuuming that is really gross. I don't know how this happened, but it kind of looks like dirt. I don't know how, but whatever. I took some of my solution. I'm gonna knock that out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just mop on the floor because it desperately needs it. And I'm really excited about that. Especially I noticed over here under the desk that is one of the main problem areas right now. We have our printer over here too. And I just noticed that there's something that came off of it. And I set that up there so it doesn't get ruined. All right, wow. What a difference. This just feels so good and clean. I am going to sit down after this. I'm going to put on a Hallmark movie. I'm going to put on some candles, and I am going to enjoy my clean house. So I'm just continuing to clean my floor with my vinegar and water solution, and it is really coming up good. I'm going to move this out a little bit. This is my fiddly fig. And there you go. I'm so excited about this. This is one of those plants that gets really big, and I'm growing it from a baby. And then this is my plant called Happy, and Happy was a baby. Happy was half of this one section, just half. So I think it's pretty cool to get a small plant and just grow it yourself, kind of like you're nurturing it along, and and eventually it'll get big. And I think that it's kind of neat. This is one other thing. My daughter made this, if you can believe it. Isn't that cool? She actually made it, which I love having things around my house that my kids made, especially if they're useful like that and you can put flowers in it. One of my kids walked down a few minutes ago and they said, "Oh my God, it looks so good." Here I am. I'm all done now. That was a lot of work. I'm so happy that's done. I think that we're going to call it a day in this room. Well, This is the clean solarium, and I couldn't be happier. The floor is gleaming. I don't see dog hair or dog footprints. There's our cute little chair that we have. I like coming in here if I have to take a phone call and just kind of chill, or if I want to talk to my husband while he's working. But look at this, it's so nice and clean. The table is clean. The chairs are like gleaming, which they have not gleamed in quite some time. So there is not a spot on those chairs now. As you declutter your household items, really hold yourself accountable. Think of all the tips that I gave you today, and just know that if you do part ways with something, someone else can use it and you will make their day, just like my dad used to say.